Hello everyone, I'm Unstop Apple, and today we're going to be looking at the not-so-secret jumping puzzle. Now before we begin, there's a couple things that I'm going to share that will help you out with going through this jumping puzzle. The first is that you should probably get the prototype position rewinder. And you can find that going down here to the Sandswept Tiles, which requires Season 4, Episode 2. And if you complete this heart for 120 or 175,000 karma, you can buy the prototype position rewinder, which, when you use it, will allow you to save a position, go somewhere else, and if you fall off the jumping puzzle or get stuck somehow, instantly go back. Now, if you save your position again, and you have a cooldown timer, you can actually change your build template to skip the timer. To find the jumping puzzle, just come down here to Broad Hollow Waypoint, and you want to be going... I was going to draw on the map, but you want to be going over here. As a warning, the reason why this jumping puzzle is frustrating is because it's a bit jank. You can, every time I say that, you can turn it into a drinking game. Because these pistons, which jump you up, are a really, really old implementation of what they use the bouncing mushrooms for now. And just like these spinning gears are the same thing, only instead of pushing you up, they will push you horizontal into the direction you're facing. These just add a velocity upwards, while the gears add a velocity forwards. And if you notice the shimmer, this is actually a hologram wall. You go through and jump down. Again, forward. So if you're looking off to the side, you will go over to the side. You want to make sure the direction you're facing. Part of how I do that is, if you can see, I'm in action cam, really nifty, because it makes sure the direction you go is always the direction your cam is facing. So W is tied to the direction your camera is facing. ASD are the orthogonal directions connected to that. While if I'm off of it, you'll see I'm back strafing. I'm still facing forward, still facing towards the camera, but I'm going slower. I find that's not as helpful. Now, largely you can ignore some of these enemies, but there are some that you won't be able to, like the ones down here. And that's going to be frustrating later, because you see those pillars that you gotta jump on later. But these guys, ignore them. You want this cache over here. I think it might be tied to an achievement. It's been ages since I've done it, so I wouldn't know.
Time to do some real damage.
This would be the first 8th plate cache here.
Vengeance stirred within her heart. I got it. Replenish.
Now, luckily, even though this was one of the first jumping puzzles implemented after release, they did do 1 or 2 passes, making it better. I used to call these jank pipes because they were not flat on top for their boundary box, so you would slide off if you didn't get perfectly in the center. Luckily, I think someone did a pass over them because they are much better to walk on now, if you can see. Just flat out floating. Okay then. They're still jank. But they're not evenly spaced. So don't count on that. Do try and be careful.
Feel the fury. Oaths and lessons never forsaken. Council held times most dire.
Down here is the second 8th blade dash. After all that, this is where I suggest you start using the prototype position rewinder. Save your position because these pipes down here are just short enough that the enemies can start attacking you.
Time to do some real
And
damage.
I highly suggest you try and start fighting them.
Her vigil unshaken.
Now this is a tricky jump. Notice how it's a long plank? I highly suggest you try and attack it from a diagonal. Then you want to jump back over here once you're in here. So, hug the wall. And then over onto that plank. This pipe will catch you if you fall, but fine, just landing right there. Okay, yeah, so aim slightly to the side here, to the right. That'll help you get that jump. For some of these, you gotta stand on the barrels to get the height needed for the jump. And then again, like I said, it will send you flying from in the direction you're facing. You want to be facing into this alcove here. Now, if you have the Jade Bot Waypoint, I highly suggest you put it here because the next place is kind of a fork. If you're going for the goggles, you're gonna want to go this direction. If you're just going for the chest, which is usually up for the wiki, all you have to do is go on that blimp and go down. But put my waypoint here. especially since, like I said, mechanics on this are a very old implementation. They're a bit janky. So before you jump onto that, wait a second, and you want to jump kind of to the side there. Well, if you fall down like I did, here's the third eye or blade cache. And luckily this one, those lights will catch you. I highly suggest when you save here, look for where you're going to be going first before you jump. Jumping over there. Look in the direction first, then go. Now for an achievement. For a legendary collection, here's the energy that you'll need. For another one, you want to land on that hologram after getting up there. Again, come up here, you can land on that hologram, and that will get you another set in your legendary collection. As for the other two, there are 4 legendaries that need this jumping puzzle. The other 2 are just the chests down at the bottom. As for the goggles, so you can get your mastery point. You won't be jumping onto the platform, you'll be jumping next to the platform, onto this pipe. Get the goggles, and if you can see this trapezoid right here, don't jump off, fall off. Aim yourself carefully, and you'll land in the water here. Now, like I said, if you get the Jade Bot Waypoint, you can set a marker here, waypoint back, and you can easily also get the chest in the same run, completing the jumping puzzle. Take your time. Again, this is one of the more frustrating jumping puzzles because it uses really old, unrefined mechanics. Some of the geometry is not great, and some of the decisions, like the enemies on the floor, are really frustrating. But to help out with that, I'm going to do something I rarely really do and show you guys a skip. I know you can do it as a Mesmer. I do not know about any other class that can do it. Possibly Ritualist, or not Ritualist, Revenant.
Time to do something. I feel good.
Make sure there are no enemies to keep you in combat. As a Mirage, a part of our dodge feature is that when we dodge, instead of rolling, we just get a speed boost with our Mirage mode. So, you will want to come over to the edge here, dodge, and jump over here. And if we hug the wall and jaunt up, you can skip like 30% of the jumping puzzle. just go about the jumping puzzle as you normally would. I have no, like I said, it's a bit jank. It's a bit jank, and I don't know why. Daunting onto that ledge lets you teleport up. I think it's a miscalculation into your position or something. It really shouldn't, because teleports don't let you cross gaps.
I'm neither here nor there.
But maybe you're flipping in the geometry and that counts as you being there. I don't know. It lets it work. Lets you skip half the puzzle. Anything to get it done, honestly. It is a frustrating jumping puzzle. But with the prototype position rewinder, a little bit of patience, you can get through. Hope you all have a nice day.